Hello everyone. It's been a long time since we checked on our earthworms, and this is the manual for that, the Earthworm Book. You can find out more at TheEarthwormBook.com. But this is my book. I wrote and illustrated for kids. It comes with a CD, and it's got all kinds of fun information. So we're going to check on that now. We're going to go over here to my worm box. Now this is something really simple. This is the size I've chosen, but anybody can make a worm box out of all kinds of containers. This one I got from a regular hardware store. It's just two, yeah, I'm kind of advertising Rubbermaid, aren't I? But anyway, this is just two containers interlocked together. The inner one has some holes that I drill. I explain all of it in the book, how to do it. It's very easy. And I haven't checked on the worms. I peeked in on them yesterday. Some of the bedding, what we call bedding, this newspaper, is getting a bit dry. So that's something that we might want to dampen. But the worms are in here. And a little while ago, I was sprouting some sunflower seeds. And look, you could practically eat this. This is a sunflower that sprouted in here. I threw a bunch of the ones that didn't work in here, and I'm sure they're going to love those. But wow, incredible. I'm going to get close for you because it's hard to see. But if you look really closely in here, let it focus. Okay, they're hiding because it's light. There are tons of baby earthworms in here. Now, how do you get that? Well, that's another wonderful thing that most people don't know, is when you make a worm box, which we'll get into another time. I'm just here to feed them, but I'm going to pull this back. Earthworms like where it's dark and damp, so as I'm exposing them to the light, they're disappearing. They're going down into their holes. There they go. But there are tons of little babies. There's some right here. Look, see those little babies? Wow, every size. Now, earthworms like to lay their eggs in coffee grounds. So I don't know about you. I love my coffee in the morning, and I save the coffee grounds. Don't put them in every day, but I put them in, and in a few days you'll see these little baby earthworms hatch. And when you leave it for a while, oh look, you see, we'll have to dig down a little further so you can see the worms again. Now, I hope none of you are squeamish. I love worms. Why do I love worms? Why do I keep worms? Hi, Jopa. Why do I keep worms? Well, I don't know if you know much about them. They're not just for fishing. A little earthworm is one of the most amazing creatures on this earth. I know that they seem insignificant to some people, but I talk about that in my book, The Earthworm Book. But basically, they are responsible for great civilizations all over the world. Because what do? They eat rotting garbage, and it goes to their bodies. Goes to their bodies, and it becomes living soil. They put life into the soil. And so much of our soil today, because of fertilizers and pesticides and things, we're killing it. We may be adding nutrients, but it's kind of like taking synthetic vitamins. It looks good on paper that you're taking them, but whether your body actually absorbs them and does anything to help you is a whole other story. Better to get it from your food and from natural substances. So they take just the most disgusting stuff and eat it. And the poor little things, they don't have any eyes, they don't have ears, they just have a mouth. And they pass it through their body, and what comes out the other end is this wonderful rich soil, which, after a while, you harvest it. You separate the worms, and you put this in your plants, you put it in your garden. You can even make a tea out of it. Sometimes I do that. I mix a little of the soil with my watering can. You got a watering can right here, and a little one. We're going to dampen this paper a little bit in a minute, but first, what I want to do is give them some more food. They've done a wonderful job. So you don't really see anything in here, you see? It's just the soil. There's a few of these sunflower seed shells and a few sprouts left. So we're going to give them some food. I've been saving stuff. What's this? That's an old leaf of some kind. I've been saving some scraps from my kitchen. I have some here. This is, I made an apple pie, and these are the peels. It's okay that there's a label from the apple saying that it's organic on there. That's okay. Paper won't harm them. So I'm just going to dump some of this in here for them. I'm going to save half of it and put it on the other side. And then I have a whole jug that I keep of stuff. Now, I have a cucumber, and cucumbers tend to go bad pretty fast if you don't eat them. And they're so good for you. I don't know if you know, but cucumbers are very alkaline foods. And I also made some pesto, so I have some branches from the basil, or basil, if you're from the other side of the Atlantic. Hello, basil! Basil Fawlty! So I'm going to put this horrible, rotten piece of cucumber, and I'm going to cover up with the paper and then move it over on this side and put the rest of this in here. And I'll probably cut up that cucumber a little more. I know some people use the method where they put their vegetables or whatever they're giving their worms in the freezer, and that helps them start to decompose, but I don't really think they need any help. These kind of red wigglers that I have in here do a great job. So I know that worm care isn't for everyone, but it should be, especially for your children. Look at that. Those are just amazing creatures. What they do is so important. And if you want to know more, I'll keep this short. What I'm going to do is I'm going to dampen the paper. You don't want to get it too wet, so I'm just going to sprinkle a little water, not too much. Sprinkle a little water in there and then kind of mix it around to make all the paper damp again with just that little bit of water I added, since paper is so absorbent. So now it's mostly all damp again. And yeah, you can't let things get too wet, and you can't let things get too dry for an earthworm. Sorry if I was wiggling around. I'll hold it steady now. So that's it. I mean, they're taken care of for a while. I'm going to continue to save the cuttings from my vegetables and fruits, and you can tea bags you can put in there. I like to open the paper up from the tea bag. But yeah, loose tea, spent tea, and all that stuff you can use. Coffee grounds, they like the acidicness of acidity, the acidity, not acidicness, acidity of, oh, I forgot to put the rest of the apples in there. So I'll just peel this back again. Put that in there. And now I've taken care of it. I have plenty to eat for a little bit. We'll check again on them. But I haven't been doing a whole lot because, mainly because my other star of my show, oh, the chickens are vegan. Great. That's fantastic. So I haven't been doing my shows. I do a kids show usually during the spring and the summer, but I haven't been doing it partly because I'm not showing myself because I kind of have a cold, and not the most. I have this other book here to do that's for a little older children about the whole sustainable energy and what's going on in the California pristine deserts and how the animals are in trouble there. So I'm definitely very concerned and want people to be aware of what we can do to help the earth and help the creatures and the friendly creatures in the earth. It's very important. But the star of the show is Mr. Walter Tortoise, and he's my hatchling tortoise, and he has been hibernating since November. And so I'm just going to peek. You can just kind of see his shell there. And I've got some water right outside his door in case he wakes up, but it's still a little bit cold. And so he's just been sleeping. I miss him terribly, but he's there. Now the other thing I do is I have this hummingbird feeder, and boy are they busy over here. We have a lot of hummingbirds in this area because we have a lot of trees, lovely trees where I live, all kinds of trees. So anyway, these are my plants that are all happy with their worm castings, and I hope you're happy here today too. And here's a pretty Christmas cactus to end with, so you can have a look at. This is also a cutting that I took, and I've been waiting for a few years before it actually grew and made flowers, but it has now. It's so lovely. What a color, huh? Look at that. So I hope you like gardening, and I hope you like creatures of the earth. Maybe you like chickens. I wish I had some. My friend Rev BJ has chickens, and I love to tune into his show, so I have this in his honor. And my other friend, Paul O'Mahony, who I haven't seen in a while. I just want to send a shout out to him. My friends Mark Shaw and everyone at Tag Tribes Community, thank you so much for being in the tribe and including me. And I hope you've learned something, and I hope you have a lovely weekend. I'm going to be doing some music this weekend, and no doubt I will begin to scope a little more regularly again. I hope you have a great day. This is Alicia Previn, the author of The Earthworm Book and The Strange Disappearance of Walter Tortoise, and I have another iBook on Apple iBooks called give bees a chance. So we'll talk about bees again next time. Bye for now.